we're going to blue Smelter. First, spells. We're going to want Dark Fog, all the Yearns, and if you have Hush, bring Hush. If you don't have Hush, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. And now we're going to Iron Passage, so we need to talk about the strategy for Iron Passage. What you would normally do here is Yearn and run. Just throw out some Yearns and you can kind of just run through the first couple areas. And as long as you don't consider having Prominent Swap and Peace cast upon you to be hit, which I don't, then that works, usually. Usually. Unfortunately, usually is not good enough for a marathon. There is a chance that the enemies can follow us down to the third area, which is really bad. So we cannot do that in a marathon. We need to be a little bit safer. Anyway, going to set up our TSR on the way down. But we're going to have to take a slower approach and clear a lot of enemies in order to make this area marathon safe. But it will be safe. It will be safe. Okay. Let's see, we're going to want Stonering for sure. That's important. Also going to clear out everything but Skulls and Feather on the item bar. If something goes wrong, we might want to be swapping between those very quickly. Hopefully it won't come to that, but just in case, it's good to have them at the ready. Okay, so we've got Stonering on, that's important. We're going to start by dropping down here. Cast out a Yearn, and then we'll step around the corner and shoot the nearest soldier. This guy. If we don't kill him right now, then he can cause some problems later. Because he will tend to aggro when we shoot this sorcerer in the distance. And then he can get up really close to us, and then it becomes annoying. So we kill him first, and kill the sorcerer. Iron arrows are better for this, but it's the same number of shots, so it doesn't really matter. Take him out. Good. Okay. Now the other two are outside aggro range, so we don't need Yearn for them. We'll step out, headshot, body shot, body shot. With Stonering and they stagger, easy stun lock. Watch the side here. If you see the Astrologist come out of the gap over there, duck around the corner and feather out immediately. We do not want to deal with him. So keep a sharp eye out for that. Pretty rare that he'll aggro now, but I think what happens is he can see these enemies getting shot and then he kind of walks out to investigate. Right now, if you have Hush, you might as well buff it for this, though it's not really that important. Oh, there he is. Okay. So he did come out. He wandered out here, which is unfortunate. So we're going to do this again. That's why we keep the H feather ready. Still have plenty of spell cast, so I'm not going to worry about that. We have herbs if I need them too. We're almost at the end of the run, no reason to save herbs anymore. But of course you can always rest at the bonfire and get your cast back if you need to. I just don't want to have to set up RTSR again. Anyway, this part's the same as before. Snipe him down, no problem. Just unlock these guys. Buff Hush if you have it. Now we're going to keep a careful eye through this gap. Watch for him. Okay, when his back is turned, we're going to walk past. Good. Hush just makes that just a little bit more, a little less to worry about. Very unimportant. You don't really need Hush for that. Okay, once we get here, we should be fine. He's not going to bother us anymore. Now we're going to toss out a Yearn and take out the Possessed Armor. But we want Lightning Arrows. Lightning Arrows are not good against DLC enemies, but this guy is so heavily resistant to everything else that Lightning Arrows are still the best option for him. Alright, with Stonering, every second shot will stagger him, so Stonering is also good for this. And another little tip for these guys. The bow has a hitbox, so if you want to aim center of mass to try and guarantee you get a shot off, you want to aim kind of between their body and the bow. Makes landing those hits a little bit easier. And this guy can shoot back at you, that's what the Yearns are for. It's not too big of a problem, but watch for him readying a bow. If he does ready a shot, just duck around the corner. down he goes. With him down, we're going to take out this guy. This is a precaution in case we accidentally fall down while taking out the next enemy. And we want poison arrows. So we're going to step up to this corner after this enemy's clear. We're going to sneak out here, and then we're going to aim down sight and strafe. Now, it feels like you're going to fall off the edge, but I promise you, you can get a lot further out than you think. You can easily get an angle on his head before you fall. But this is why we killed this enemy down here, just in case we do fall. If you fall down here before this astrologist is dead, feather out immediately. Anyway, plan here is we're going to land a headshot with the stone ring. That should get a good stagger. And we'll follow up with 2 body shots, all poison arrows, for a quick poison. Headshots, body shots, body shots. Got it. Okay. Now, if you miss this poison, this quick poison, you're fine. He's not going to attack us from way back there, so we're safe. But it gets really annoying because he starts walking around like this. He can move to where you can't shoot him. He kind of strafes randomly, and at this range, it's really hard to hit him. So if you miss the quick poison, like, you can wait here and try and get some shots off. Maybe you'll get him. But you might just want to feather out and try again. It might be quicker that way, honestly, because he can really waste your time if you're trying to pick him off from this distance and he's moving around. Anyway, once he's down, we are clear to go. We're going to yearn and run through this area. Cast out another yearn. I am going to kill this last enemy because sometimes he can kind of drop down behind you and that's not fun. So either backstab or just unlock him, either way. And then we drop down here. Okay. Alright. And now we've got another one of those astrologists. But this one, same thing. We're going to kind of get into the corner and strafe out. We can strafe out far enough that he will notice us and attack. So you don't want to go too far. Like we can strafe out far enough to get an angle on this guy's head even. The problem is then he'll fight back. He'll start moving. That's not great. So instead we're going to go for his knee. We'll try to get a quick poison as well. It won't be guaranteed, but we're going to try. So, there. Right about there. Didn't quite get it, and he's moving. Right, if he starts moving like this, that's fine. This is what Dark Fog is for. Cast out a fog. I'll probably get him. It takes 2 poisons to finish him off if you didn't get the arrows. So you can just fog this whole way through if you want to, but it's preferable if you can land those poison arrows. Which way did he go? I lost track of him. Just like the other one, he will kind of randomly strafe after he aggroes. Sometimes he'll strafe into view, sometimes he'll strafe to where you can't really hit him. Looks like he's being very uncooperative right now. There we go. Okay. Oh, he was already poisoned. We're good. And down he goes. All right. Excellent. Yeah, if we have to, we can get our cast back of Dark Fog and do this as long as it takes. It's pretty safe. It can be slow if he's uncooperative like that, but it's safe. All right. With him down, we're going to drop over here. We can yearn if you want, or you can just kite around the corner. We have yearns left, so I might as well. There's one more possessed armor up on this ridge that we want to shoot. I'll distract him with some yearns. And just taking out a point with stone ring lightning arrows again. Ready to shot, we'll just took around the corner. And down he goes. Okay. Now it's just us and blue Smelter. For this we're going to want bow only ring, so Leo ring. Not Flynn's. You can go from rapier hits at the start, but same as red Smelter, it's not really worth. It's much easier to just fight him bow only from the start, at least in my opinion. Alright, we're going to want dark arrows. Blue Smelter heavily resists magic, so definitely want dark arrows for this, and poison. Also going to want dung pies on the item bar, same as red Smelter. And we might as well bright bug, because we can. Okay, actually, let's do bright bug and then dung pies. Okay. Alright, let's step out here. This guy doesn't aggro. We're a little too far away from him, so you can just kind of back up over here and get ready for it. Now, before we begin, I want to talk a little bit about differences between blue Smelter and red Smelter. There are a few. Blue Smelter has exact same attacks all the exact same moveset. It's very similar. Two key differences. One, Blue Smelter has an explosive aura when he does his first buff, the aura buff. And it makes a big explosion around him, so we're not going to use Dung Pies when he buffs his aura. We're going to wait until he buffs his sword to throw the Dung Pies. Second difference is variable timings. Blue Smelter can heavily delay his attacks. It can be very random. The trick is to listen to the audio cues. That will tell you when they roll. If the audio cues are long and drawn out, he's delaying his attack more. So listen for those. You get used to it after a while. It is a pretty consistent fight. It's just, you gotta watch out for those variable delays. Okay, so we've got our rings ready to go. We've got our bow, we've got our arrows. We're going to wait until the lava is spewing from his left shoulder over there. And then I'm going to Bright Bug. This way the lava should be timed. So that when we do this, it should not be a problem. There we go. Bright Bug. Tag him to get him to aggro out. He almost always does that big jumping attack. You can just run straight past. And here we go. Blue Smelter. Start with poison. And then it's pretty easy at the start. It's when he buffs that things get interesting. Alright, there's the first buff, and we're not going to Dung Pie here. He's going to use that explosive effect. Okay. I'm just going to keep repoisoning him. Yeah, there was a delayed attack there. Another very delayed attack. There you go. Okay, that's the buff. So now we Dung Pie. 1, 2, 3. Get a poison off as well. And now we're just kiting around. And listen to those audio cues. So far so good. So far so good. It's pretty delayed. Not too delayed. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, didn't do the explosion that time, that's fine. Okay, almost done. That should do. GG. Not too hard of a fight, as long as you are careful and get used to those variable timings. Alright, let's go. Final split.